Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Grand Slam. It's Thursday. You know what that means. It's time for our game against Huddersfield Town. But before we get into that, we do have highlights of a couple of previous games. Nottingham Forest and Derby County, the two Nigel Clough Derby teams. And we've had some good results. Let's have a look at them right now. So 5 goals over 2 games see us extend our lead at the top of the league table to 4 points. West Bromwich Albion on 43, Brentford on 47. You can see that we really are pulling away from 4th place now. We just need to open up a gap between us and 3rd. 5 points is good, but we want that security blanket in case things go a little bit dodgy in the second half of the season. It's not unknown for teams to hit a rough patch of form which could see us drop down into the playoffs. And honestly, I would want to avoid the playoffs if at all possible. Um, I want a championship trophy. I know it's not one of the 5 championships that we're after, but I would love to have a championship trophy to our name as we get into the Premier League. Right, the Huddersfield Town game is coming up then, and after that, on Friday, we've got a special treat for you because it's back to the FA Cup. a competition that I didn't think I would be featuring on this channel, but we will be featuring this game because we have Arsenal in the FA Cup. It's being held at Village Road, a club. I don't know where that is. I'll be honest. Somebody probably knows in the comments. Let me know if you do. I've got a couple of messages, and we have had offers from other teams. Just going to show you that there now. We've had offers from West Brom, Espanyol, Southampton, and Guarani. Of course, Southampton and West Brom want us because we've led their championship rivals Brentford to the top of the league. Espanyol are not going to pull up any trees in the Spanish La Liga, so we're not going to be going there. I feel like we're going to be spending at least another season with Brentford just to see how we can do in the Premier League, but also because if we can get a good result, a good finish in the Premier League next season, and I am counting my chickens before they've hatched here, so watch me get egg on my face. There's a mixture of metaphors you never thought you'd hear. If we do get into the Premier League and if we are able to make ourselves a mid-table team in our first season, or maybe even better, who knows, then I would expect to start getting offers in from teams that could realistically push for a Premier League and other top division win. So that is the plan. We're going to stick with Brentford. This transfer window is going to be big for us because we want to bring in 2 or 3 players that can strengthen us in key positions. The problem that we have, if we go into negotiations, is at the moment we have a salary budget of just under £12,000 a week and a transfer budget of 15.6. That will be bolstered slightly by the players that are leaving us. We'll go into my team and just show you so we don't have to sum it up next time out. Sorensen, who has actually featured a fair amount for us this season, and his market value has improved slightly. He's going to be leaving us for what feels like a very paltry £500,000. I'm not entirely sure what I was thinking when I agreed this, to be honest with you, because he's turned out to be a very decent player, and actually he probably would have been the natural replacement for Janssen. Um, yeah, I've made a mistake here. I'm going to hold my hands up and say I've made a massive mistake here with Sorensen. And I can only hope that Arneson is going to develop quickly enough. He certainly has the market value that he seems to be a favourite to develop quickly. He's only 18 years old, and I think he is going to develop into a very decent defender. But I really don't know what I was thinking with Sorensen, honestly. Um, Actually, I think. Oh, thank God, we're sending him on loan. That's what I was thinking. Okay, so okay, so Sorensen is moving on loan. I think it's going to be a 6-month loan. If I know me, I wouldn't have wanted him to be straddling seasons. So he's going to be going to Troy for 6 months to get some extra game time and hopefully develop even more. You can see he's already at the top of his development cycle. Maybe there is potential after his 25th birthday for him to get another little growth spurt. But Sorensen being moved out of the team means Anderson is going to have more opportunity to play from the bench. So that's going to be good for him. Baptiste is a player that will be making a full transfer to Kawasaki Frontale. Hopefully, we are in the middle of negotiating a fee for him. Market value of 955,000. Release fee of just over a million. We're asking for 842,000 after we were offered somewhere in the region of 730 for him. Hopefully Frontal are going to come back and say that that is perfectly okay with them. He doesn't look like he's going to develop much, so we've decided to move him on. Zambarek is going to be moving on loan to Nottingham Forest for 6 months. Um, he uh, he he looks like he's going to be a player that is going to develop somewhat well. Only 22 years old, or coming up to 22 years old, rated at 67 at the moment, but in the next couple of years, he's going to see that improve to near 70. Again, we can only see up to 23rd birthday for development. I'm hoping he has another little development spurt. He looks like one of these slow and steady developers to me. You can see between his 18th and 21st birthday, he had a very similar development cycle where he was flatlining for a very short amount of time before he improved and then went and flatlined again. It looks to me like he's going to be one of those ones that is a slow and steady, gradual improvement of a player. Um, he can play central midfield, defensive midfield, and attacking midfield. Passing wise, not the best, but he will improve, of course. But he's an all-rounder. He's a well-rounded player who could probably do a job in midfield if we needed him to. Now, a player who isn't going to be doing much for us in the way of development, and you can see here he's going to flatline at 60. Probably could improve again, but looking at his development so far, I just don't think he's ever going to develop into a player that is going to be of use to us. Stevens, the Welsh player, is going to be joining Moreirense for £107,000. So that is going to allow us a little bit more wiggle room where it comes to transfers. Also, it's going to free up a small amount of salary budget. He's only on 810 a week, as is actually Stevens is the only one on 810. Zambarek and Baptiste both on 2,160. So that will take their wages out of the equation for a short amount of time, at least with Zambarek. Baptiste will lose completely. And Sorensen on 3,200. I think we're going to get some of that salary back, or maybe we already have got some of that salary back from the loan. I can't remember how it works now, honestly. Roslev is doing pretty well. Despite only being rated at 69, he's had a couple of games for us and he's played quite well. Now, as far as transfers in, you're going to have to wait for next time because we're burning daylight here. We're going to get into the match itself. And can see Janssen is not in the best form, so we're going to give another chance to Sorensen because we know that it's not going to be wasted development time for him. He will be coming back. Arneson is going to sit on the bench for us just in case we need him to come on. And other than that, there's no real need to make any massive changes. I'm tempted to give Sergi Canos another game on the left-hand side, but Godos can actually play there quite well. So let's give the speed merchant from Iran a chance to impress from the left-hand side. We've got some players who are a little bit fatigued at the moment. I think there was an international break that just came up. We're going to be playing against a 5-3-2 formation in Huddersfield Town. Looks like Yaya Sanogo is playing for Huddersfield. Now there's a name from the past I didn't expect to see anytime soon. Good old Yaya. He could never score a goal for Arsenal, but it wasn't for the want of trying. I think he's a player that's well suited for like the level below top flight, if that makes any sense. If he was to move back to France, he'd probably do quite well in the first division, to be fair. But in England, I think Championship is probably his level. Let's hope that me bad-mouthing him before the game starts doesn't backfire. So we get kick-off here. Onyeka with the ball early on. Plays it square to De Silva, who finds Henry on the wing. Looks like a run by Godos is going to be found by him. Can he get a ball into the box? He gets an early one in. Oh, it's a bit of a distraction there as the defender heads it out of the hands of the goalkeeper, and we shouldn't have kept that one in, really. We should have just allowed it to run out. But Onyeka, strong, resolute in the tackle, as always, wins the ball back for us, and away we come once more. Onyeka once again, centre of midfield, finds Jensen, who plays it out wide to Razakov. There's De Silva. Huddersfield sitting behind the ball to a man at the moment. Godos in again behind. Looks to play one into De Silva. It takes a deflection, but Bila Kapic manages to get his hands on the ball, and that is the end of that particular attack. Now Sorensen looking to win the header, and he does. That's a good win for Sorensen. Now Jensen plays it out to Razakov on the right-hand side. There's a run there from Mbuemo. He finds him. Is he going to take a shot? He does. Goalkeeper parries it. And Chalk manages to get it away. Sanogo now up to Holmes on the right-hand side. Huddersfield not looking massively adventurous at the moment, but they are doing a good job of stifling our attacks. Long ball forward looking for Yaya Sanogo, and he's got in behind. Henry trying to catch up with him. Yaya Sanogo down the wing. Henry doing a good job of shepherding him, but he's a 2-on-1 situation here, free when you count O'Brien. And De Silva gets the ball away, but only as far as Campbell. That is disastrous. Onyeka, though, managing to intercept the ball. And they really are smothering us in the final third. That 5 at the back, and it is more of a 5 than a 3. It's doing bits for them. Razkov just misses out on the ball, but gets it back from Bakuna. There's a run through by Bueno. Tony in the middle if he can find him. Oh, he can't. He's just knocked off balance, and the pass was cancelled as a result. It's a shame because I think he would have fed it through to Ivan Toney. But again, Huddersfield, with a last-ditch defensive effort, have managed to foil our attacking ploy. Henry will deal with that, heading it back to David Raya, who picks it up and rolls it straight back out towards Sorensen, who's in today ahead of Janssen, who was looking a little bit out of sorts. Now De Silva, Godos looking for Tony, but an errant foot manages to deflect it away. Onyeka, another run from Mbuemo, and he's going to get in here again. Dinks it into the middle. Ivan Toney can't get his head to it. Again, great defending by Huddersfield. You have to hold your hands up and say they've been very good defensively so far. They've allowed us into the final third, but as far as finishing off any chances is concerned, we've not had a sniff yet. I think that is the key for most teams that are going to be playing against us this term, is keeping Ivan Toney quiet. Here's Godos. Can he keep it in? Just about. Comes off the crossbar. I don't think he meant that at all, and Brown clears, but only as far as Razkov, who actually, in trying to keep the ball in, has put it out for a Huddersfield throw. It's almost like a game of rugby, trying to gain yards through kicking for touch. Now Brown back to Critchlow, the left back. Left wing back, I suppose you could call him, but really, again, the way that Huddersfield are defending today, he's more of an orthodox left back. Bakuna to Chalk, long ball forward, Sorensen underneath it, heads it to Henry. Good defending by Sorensen. Jensen lets it run and plays it out to the right towards Razakov. Oh, I was looking for Tony and I couldn't find him. The pass wasn't strong enough. Needed to put a little bit more pepper on that one. Chalk with a ball forward looking for Campbell. A lovely little knockoff by Campbell. Sorensen should get to this first. Gets it back to David Raya. Suddenly, Huddersfield are looking like they want to try and attack as well. And they're getting a little bit of joy from Campbell. Is it Fraser Campbell that's playing for them? I can't remember who, honestly, is in the Huddersfield squad these days. So it could very well be. Now, here's Mbuemo. One last chance in this first half. Crosses it into the middle. And again, De Silva, edge of the area, to Jensen. Ah, Razkazov, sorry, I keep getting his name wrong, and I'll probably will do for the remainder of his time with us. But Huddersfield, with all of these men at the back, are making it very, very difficult. I'm beginning to think that fizzing it in from the wings is not going to work with their numerical advantage in the middle. At half-time, it's 0-0. Ivan Toney has not had a single sniff. We've had one shot, and that wasn't on target. Need to see an improvement in this second half. Hogg to Keogh. Out wide left towards Brown. Plays it inside to Bakuna, who's got some space, but decides to play it backwards to Schindler. Back to Brown again, takes it down the wing, cuts back, and Jensen doesn't manage to keep it in despite winning the ball off of his man. Mbuemo pushing on, trying to close down the men in possession. He's successful there. Godos with a through ball into Ivan Toney. He's got a chance here. The slide tackle takes him out. Again, very good defending by Huddersfield. They're really determined not to give up a chance. And the problem is, the more that we commit to attack, the more we're going to leave ourselves open to a counter. I think that is the game plan for Huddersfield here. Although they're playing more of a possession game. Snow goes through, dinked over the top from a deflection. And they've evened the score. It's 1-1 in terms of chances. And look at our players all flooding out to meet the short corner. De Silva looks to get in, can't get there. Jensen just dinks it out towards Aya, finds Mbuemo. Mbuemo looking to give it to Tony, but he can't find the right pass. And Campbell's in behind, but Razkazov manages to cut it out. It's a little bit heavy from him, though, looking for Henry. And it goes out for a throw-in. Challenging times for Brentford here. They've been scoring for fun in most of their games this term, but Ivan Toney has been kept very, very quiet against this Huddersfield back line. Now De Silva. Godos to Jensen, into Mbuemo. Jensen once more into Ivan Toney's past one man, but Hogg manages a fantastic recovery tackle. Sanogo and Sorensen battling for the ball there, and Sorensen eventually wins it back. De Silva with a lovely flighted ball to Razkazov. Here's Mbuemo holding his man off, looking for the time for the pass. Back heel into Toney. Here's Jensen, and it's a goal for Jensen. The breakthrough finally occurs, and it only happened as a result of an overload on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Jensen committing himself forward. Although, looking at the number of blue shirts in the area, you could hardly call it an overload. But Jensen, lovely little back heel, the pass through by Ivan Toney. So often a finisher, but today a creator. And Jensen, he doesn't score many, but oftentimes when he does score, they are important goals. And now Sanogo to be replaced by Mbenza. Yaya has not had a good day at the office. He's showed little glimpses, but he's not really made anything happen. Can Mbenza be the difference here for Huddersfield Town? As play restarts, his Critchlow works it out wide left to Brown, and Mbuemo's going to look to give him something to think about. Now, Onyeka has it for Brentford, and De Silva picks it up. Works it out wide to Henry. That's a poor ball looking for Godos, but De Silva... Oh, no, De Silva apparently has decided he doesn't want it. That's weird. There we go. Oh dear, they've got a numerical advantage here. But Aya, once again, solid as a rock. Makes such a difference when you have a defender like Aya that you can rely on. Unfortunately, Godos unable to do anything with that ball. Onyeka is trying to help out defensively, and Sorensen does his bit now. Onyeka to Jensen, played forward to Ivan Toney, out wide to Mbuemo. Razkazov, and he's looking to burst beyond the winger, and he is on behind him. Dinks it into the middle. Godos, what are you doing? Onyeka from out. Oh my word, that's a hell of a hit, and what a save by the goalkeeper. Perhaps it looked simple, but there's a crowd of players ahead of him. He had to watch the ball the entire way, and Onyeka really has put his foot through that one. And he's won himself a corner as a result. He would have preferred the goal, but he'll take a corner as a consolation. And Mbuemo to take the corner kick. Comes out as far as Henry. And that's going to be a foul on Henry by the Huddersfield player. It's a yellow card as well. I don't think he has any right to complain there. I think it's Hogg. Oof. I mean, that's the risk of going in with the slide tackles. If you win the ball in this game, we know you're not going to have a foul given against you. But if you miss it, it is a risk. Now, we're going to go for the shot here because Mbuemo has got a brilliant record from free kicks, and he doesn't manage to extend it there, but the goalkeeper was worried. I think I just gave it a little bit too much of the beans. That's a good sighter for Mbuemo. Now let's have a look at the substitutes bench and see if we can make any difference to the team here. Razkazov is looking knackered. Maybe we can throw Aya out there and... oh, I don't know about that though. I think we'll play Chalobah in the role that we bought him for as an emergency right back. The rest of the team looking fine. I think Godos has done well, but we're going to give Canos some game time as well. Those will be the two changes that we make for the time being. Again, I'm a little bit annoyed with myself for not having Bridcut on the bench. but he's very much a development player rather than an impact player. So going to have to pay more attention to the league table, I think, in future to decide whether or not he gets on the bench. Canos is a nice, tidy player on the wing. Jensen pushing, trying to win the ball back high up the pitch. Ivan Toney charging down, looking to win the ball. Ball back to Schindler. It really is a little bit of a pointless exercise when there are so many passing options in that first third, that defensive third of Huddersfield. But here comes Mbenza. Can he make the difference he was brought on to do? One touch, one pass too many for Brentford there. They've given it back to Huddersfield. But again, the problem for Huddersfield at the moment is getting it into that final third with some element of threat. And, well, pumping it forward like that isn't going to do it, I'm afraid. Hogg. Out to the right, wing back, Holmes. O'Brien now, back to Schindler. They're still insisting on playing the three centre-backs. And they've got it in midfield here. And Chalobah might be beaten around the outside. Oh, he's not going to be beaten, though. He refuses to be beaten. But that's not going to do him any favours. He's given it away on the... Oh, dear. Oh, no, that's terrible. But Grant can't make the difference. It's a brilliant last-ditch save by Raya. And Brentford win this very challenging game by a goal to nil, thanks to the midfield exploits of Jensen, breaking through the final line of defence to stick it away as a despairing goalkeeper looked to get a hand onto it. It's a game that, in balance, you would say that Brentford deserved, but I have to say Huddersfield gave a good account of themselves despite what was a fairly negative setup to begin with. 3 shots, 2 on target. Of course, that last effort really tipping the balance back into levelling things out for them. Jensen, man of the match. Ivan Toney putting in a good shift up front. I can't believe Ayer's only been given a 5. These ratings, I know I keep talking about how broken these ratings are, but they really are. We had a game a few days ago, and you will have seen the highlights, and I probably will have left the stats in, if not the ratings for the players, where Wissa scored 2, and I think he assisted another 1 goal, and he got 7.5. The game that Ivan Toney scored 4 against Preston North End, I'm pretty sure that he only got a 7.5, or maybe an 8. Maybe they were feeling generous, but it's absolutely ridiculous, his rating system. Have a look at how Football Manager does it and come back and see me sometime. Anyway, here is the Premier League, the Sky Bet Championship table as it stands. We're still 4 points ahead of West Brom after they won their game today. Goal difference is looking very, very healthy. We are now the highest scoring team in the league by 4 goals. It looks like Southampton have fallen in our wake. We are also the lowest conceding side in the league, tied with West Bromwich Albion on 7. Very happy to say that our defence is doing the business. I'd always thought our defence was going to win us a lot of points this season. And now the Championship transfer window opens. We have a deadline for managerial offers, which I'm not even going to bother answering because I'm sticking with the club. But yeah, that's going to do it for today's episode. Join me next time out when we will be playing Arsenal in a very special FA Cup episode with highlights of Birmingham versus Brentford. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.